Mr. Brendan is giving us more detail on his situation here. He says, I've been dating her for 3 years. Very good. Our physical relationship has slowed down a lot over the last year. Ruh-roh. I have fears about this setting the tone for a marriage. Other than this, I see myself spending the rest of my life with her and having a family. I appreciate the advice. And then Eric says, red flags that you ignore in the beginning of the relationship will become huge problems later on after marriage. And read that, Brendan, what Eric just said. Read that about 12 times until it sinks in. I'm sure she's a wonderful human being. I'm sure she's a real doll, and she's probably considered your best friend and everything else. There is an aspect of long-term monogamy, marriage, that is not so nice. And it is especially not so nice if you are a person who very much values physical touch, physical intimacy in the form of sex, otherwise, whatever, however you accomplish that in the bedroom, if you will. If you value that, there is a little not so nice fact that affects the majority of human beings in such relationships. And how I describe it, bear with me if you've seen me say this a few hundred times, libido up here. And then when long-term commitment, I'm going to marry you, you're going to marry me, we're going to have kids, right? When that commitment hits, there's a dip in the old libido department. And it looks like this for men and women both. Yeah, dips down a little bit. Now for men, for the rest of the relationship, for most of us, not all of us, the libido kind of maintains, doesn't it? So things that I say to illustrate this point is like a guy could have the worst day at work ever. He may be getting fired. This horrible thing may have happened. Is whatever. Picture like really, really stressful day in this guy's life, and he comes home to a wife, and the wife says, I know what you need, mister. Let's go to bed. And he'll be like, you got it, right? That's probably the majority of men be like, let's do this. Because at baseline, he has that libido that is always just kind of boiling under the surface. It's a flame that's always burning. Pilot light is always on. And but for the woman, it's not so much. As long-term monogamy, comfort, stability, familiarity sets in a relationship, especially after monumental things such as, I'm keeping with this libido level, it goes down a little bit with commitment. I'm married to you, you're not going anywhere. It goes down even more. And let's have some kids. For some, it just completely falls off the cliff and it's gone. As horrible as that is to say. You haven't even seen any of that yet, my friend. You haven't seen have you moved in together? Have you married? No, you're still here. You're supposed to be kind of still humming along and enjoying this honeymoon phase, as we call it. But you're like, no, I'm here, but she's already down here. Uh-oh. And you haven't had the marriage and the kids yet? Uh-oh. That doesn't bode well for the physical intimacy department. Now, some men hear that and go, that's actually not that big a deal to me, dude. Well, cool, more power to you. If you're that way, great. But a lot of men are not that way. A lot of men see that physical intimacy thing as being like paramount, hugely important thing in their life. We understand wife just had a baby, and for the next 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it's going to be down here, cool, I get it, because her body's recovering, hormonally she's changing. I'm not some dickbag who's going to force myself on the woman. I understand. These things happen. Some monumentally horrible thing, her mother died, or whatever. I understand. Hands off. Cool. That's not a time for physical intimacy. She's not wired like I am. That's just the way it is. But prolonged month after month after month, year after year, that's not good. And if you're already seeing that, my friend, uh-oh. Now, another possible uh-oh in this is if, Brendan, you go to, let's call her, do you want to call her fiance? I don't know. Is that right? That's for the sake of argument. If you go to fiance now and say, I'm not feeling good about something. And here's what it is. Here's what I'm feeling very uneasy about with our relationship. If you can't have that conversation now and hash it out like two adults and come to some kind of compromise solution, let's go talk to somebody. Maybe we need to go out more together. Maybe are you depressed, lady, let's call her Sally, or depressed Sally, or Sally, maybe this is kind of, maybe for you, the new relationship honeymoon feelings have dissipated, and this is kind of who you are. You're kind of a low libido person. Would you say that's fair, Sally? That's kind of how you are? Oh, well, good to know. Oof, I don't know if this is going to work. that extra little, I don't know if this is going to work. That's the tough part, isn't it, Brendan and others? It's like, well, I don't want to go over there because I love the woman. I understand, but you asked, so this is bothering you. This is potentially a big deal. And yeah, I guess you have to decide how big of a deal it is because it'll probably get worse from here in that regard. Other things may improve, but that physical part may just, dude, it may just die completely. But it's not a good sign, my friend. What do you think about that, hearing that out loud? And as Eric is saying here, you ignore this shit, man. This just gets worse. It's true. This will just get worse. Whatever little red flag it is, especially this physical intimacy thing. Oof.